another edition of the Quick Diz Take podcast. We are back 2 weeks after our first podcast after 3 months. And Johnny and I have kind of decided off to the side that we're going to maybe do this like every other week for a few weeks anyway, until like things pick back up and stabilize, because there's been not a ton of news and things like that. Although we do have some news and an obvious topic to discuss, and that's the reopening of Walt Disney World. Excuse me, I forgot to put my lighting on. Okay, now you can see my beautiful face much better. Anyway, so yeah, then that's what we're going to talk about, and that's going to be it. I want to keep it simple. So I'm sure everyone listening, for the most part, and obviously both of us have seen various vloggers' videos on this, and so let's just discuss like what we saw that we liked, and if there's anything we didn't like about how they're kind of doing the social distancing. It's, I guess to me, I don't know if you've seen any Universal Studios stuff, but similar to that. The first day's video, which was like the annual pass preview, they had the luxury of kind of not having a lot of people in the park anyway. Probably, I would say it was probably less than 30% of capacity that day. It seemed like, not that I can really tell, but I would have to guess that had to have been less than 30%. And so there was no, like, the wait times weren't that long. But the live stream I saw yesterday with what they're going to consider a regular crowd, at least for now, it was a little bit more like you had to be on your toes, you know, following the guidelines, and not that you didn't have the day before, but I mean, you really had to pay attention to what's going on. There's, you know, stickers on the ground and some wait times. Peter Pan, I think, was the live view feed I watched. They said that it was somewhere in the range of 25 to 30 minute wait. So even with your low crowds and global pandemic, Peter Pan finds a way to still climb up there in the wait time. So
yeah, I think well, with the cleaning too, I'm sure that backs it up a little bit. With seems like it's average about every 2 hours they're cleaning stuff, more or less.
Yeah, Jim Tracker was kind of complaining about that. Thought it was kind of like a sparse amount of time.
Yeah, you'd think like maybe they could do like let's see, even if you think like every other vehicle, and then if you did every other, and then you could you wash, you sanitize the opposite as it comes through, but then that backs up the line even more. But
yeah, I mean, you wonder what the logistics are in general, like what has to happen for them to, like, how many people have to be in that park and all that good stuff too, to even be making money right now.
Yeah, because I mean, you're seeing, I mean, even
this doesn't seem,
from what today I saw with and yesterday with, I mean, most of the focus is on Magic Kingdom, but then you look at any video or anything from Animal Kingdom, and Animal Kingdom really just looked dead. Even more so. I mean, you were looking at Flight of Passage, was a 5-minute wait for a majority of the time.
Now, I wonder what happened. Did you see a video of how did the video you watched show someone go on the ride?
No, I only saw like stills of kind of the the queue.
I'll have to watch that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were. They could that probably could have the luxury of you fill up every like other room. You know, you fill up a room, then you run the ride, then you don't fill up that room. So that one, maybe you have the luxury of cleaning after almost every ride type of thing. If you do the every other, because I mean, when you do look at when you're on it, you look and actually see how many people are riding it. Is a lot of people riding the actual the ride. So you might be able to get away with that. But like, I know on the Safari, you could fill the Safari up with, because they put the plastic in every row, which helped. But I'm not sure, like, are they? I know I saw some of the cast members had like the backpack sprayers on, but I'm not sure if they're doing that for every ride. It looked like they were doing that for like Splash Mountain and what were the others? There's a couple others, or if they're just wiping down things. I'm not sure, but you did see hand sanitizer, before and after every ride. So as long as you give yourself a squirt before, and then you don't, you don't touch your face, and you
Yeah.
get off and just do it right away. I mean, it's from everything there. It seems like nobody is complaining about hand washing, sanitizer, all that safety stuff.
I think
That's-
I'm not speaking politically, and I'm not speaking as an expert, but I think that obviously there's research in coronavirus cases, Florida, Texas, I think California, a few other places. People are worried, and they should be and stuff, but I think that like places that follow the guidelines are definitely doing better than places that like just disregarded the guidelines when they opened.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I think a lot of, and I'm not putting a blame on any one region or anything like that either, but I'm just saying, like, I think more regions like Southern Florida have had a lot more problems with the partying and the beaches and stuff.
Yeah, it seems like the beach towns.
Yeah, I don't think Orlando's having a crazy problem. The only reason why I even say any of this is because, like, I think Universal, Disney, while I'm kind of on the side of some people that say that, like I'm glad you and Sarah are getting to go and stuff, but at the same time, if they hadn't reopened, I would have been kind of on board with that too. With that said, they are reopened, so let's just talk about it in that regard. And I think in that regard, they're going to do a good job.
Yeah, and I mean, they know that the focus is on them too, because all these other parks have been open for a while now. And I mean, you hear of low capacity, and Universal has to lay off some people because of low capacity, but you're not hearing about bad things happening in the parks. I mean, more so, people, put the masks below their nose, and people. It seems like every video I watched on Disney, everybody's saying how much people are following that mask rule, and they are seeing cast members just saying, "Oh, throw it up, put it up on your nose." It seems like, if you follow, I mean, if they're following it and just people are accepting it.
The percentages, there's no like real percentage, but I've read anywhere you read. If you and I were in this room together right now doing this podcast and we were doing it with a mask on each, we would probably be perfectly safe even if one of us had it. Like, that's how well that works, they say. I mean, if both people are wearing it. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not factoring in, like, we wouldn't be touching our eyes and nose. I mean, I'm just saying, like, general spread.
But I mean, the fact that they've been saying you have to wear masks, they've been saying this since the beginning. People, people are prepared for it, and you have to accept it. You can complain, but then you had the option of getting your annual pass refund. You had the option to get your vacation refunded.
Yeah, so, I mean, you had plenty. I would, like, if I was in your situation, I'd go because it was already planned. But I probably won't plan one again until it settles in. And I don't have, and you guys have annual passes. Mine ran out, but
if the kids were going with us, we probably wouldn't go because it's just not.
Yeah,
I don't think it's.
I know what you're saying without even saying
it. For kids, but like as two adults, fine, and we'll just.
Oh, you'll be fine.
We'll get tested when we come back, and that'll be just.
And you got your room.
Safe and
Which is you can enjoy that too now.
Yeah, I mean that was a very hard thing when you upgrade to the contemporary. It's
that's just
definitely
horrible.
hard to say
You just canceled right then and there.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about that for a second. I was actually talking to my aunt and my mother, who always listen to the show, and they were asking about you because you mentioned that. So, you can't use the pool, or you can't? Well, how's that? What's going on with all that stuff?
You can use the pool.
You can use the pool.
Yeah, and I guess they say when you're in the pool, you don't really have to wear a mask. I mean, I would wear them if you're sitting in a chair or going in the pool. Would be the safe bet of not wearing a mask, but I mean.
Is the general consensus that the chlorine in the pool kills coronavirus?
I have no idea. But I mean, I don't think I'm going to be going in the pool because we kind of we're more, when it's just the two of us, we're probably just going to be in the parks all day. With the kids, we probably would have gone.
And again, the parks are closing a little bit earlier, so you might have some pool time at night.
Yeah, maybe. Or, I mean, I know we scheduled
especially that resort.
We do have a couple of like resort dinners later, like towards the end of park closing days. So we did that, and maybe we're gonna try to hit Disney Springs, see if we can get that a couple nights or whatever. But I don't know, the majority. I mean, we're probably just, we're gonna be in the
It's
parks,
gonna
and
be
then
interesting. I'm glad I actually know someone's gonna go. I'm dying to like hear about it after. This is an interesting and interesting thing that hopefully it will never be a thing again after like a year from now. But yeah, it's crazy. Like now, the other thing I wonder too is like by the time, like as time goes on, and I'll hope this is not the case, but are things gonna get a little more lax? You know what I mean? Like with people wearing masks. I mean, sooner or later you're gonna hear about somebody being stupid with the mask. It's only a matter of time. Right now, everyone just wants to get back in. They want to follow the rules. They want to play nice.
Yeah.
There are people out there that just hate the idea of masks, and I mean, I do, but I'm not gonna. I don't hate them to like break the rules. I'm gonna wear them, like because they need to be worn.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just...
So anyway, I'm gonna give the listeners an example here. I was watching the live stream, and so like it's a small world, for example. I'm sure you might have seen is like boarded. It's like boarded up.
Mm-hmm.
The actual like where you can actually see in usually.
Yes.
That's all boarded up. It looks like that boarded up area is how they might board that up when they close it at night after we're all gone out of the parks, or I don't really know. It looks like that might be something that is easily up and down, used commonly, but they have it up during operating hours right now, I guess, so that the lines don't,
Yeah, I mean,
social distancing. But I noticed like they got in line and they wanted to kind of show you, and they had, you stood on the 6-foot marker and blah blah blah. But the lines, I think it's a small. From what I gathered from it, it looks like because the boats are so big, they put 2 parties on each boat, like one up front and one all the way to the back. It looks like that's what they were doing, something like that. And so the line was moving. I mean, the lines are gonna. They're shorter than they seem, but they move slow. If that makes any sense to anybody out there.
Yeah.
What I got out of it, I didn't see. I don't know if you saw any more attractions, like Peter Pan. I didn't even like. They told me it was like a 25-minute wait, but they didn't show the line, so I don't know, like how the line looked. But
yeah, I mean, I saw some where because they incorporated the fast pass thing, so it seemed like you just saw people walking a lot. I mean, even though the line seemed long, it seemed like it was constantly moving. I think it was like the Winnie the Pooh one, the way it had you walk around the, you were standing on the line for a second and then you'd move. And then I saw the Haunted Mansion one, how they were constantly moving through the line. And then once you got...
So wait, just to interrupt. Did you see you saw the Haunted Mansion one?
Yeah.
So are they using the stretch room?
It's already stretched, and you just
go right through, right?
And you just kind of walk along the outside. They had like the
that makes a lot of
stanchion things up, so you just kind of walk, and then once you get up to, that point where you walk down the wall and then do the quick turn to come back to get on the line, they have that shut off. So basically, you don't walk down there. That's where you enter onto the belt. I'm not sure. I think they were doing every other dune buggy, I think, on that one. They're actually going every other dune. I figured that wouldn't be an issue. That's what it looked like, but I wasn't sure. I heard, I don't know which one I was watching. It was the Diz Unplugged one. I think they said it was every other one.
I like those guys anyway, but yeah. That's interesting because I guess I don't know if the dune buggies are 6 feet apart. Probably not. So
yeah, it might have been like, when
that tradition that just,
when you turn, you're doing the turn to go up or down.
This is what I mean about like the logistics for Disney. Like you wonder how many, I mean, obviously getting the park, I guess having the parks open is better than not having them open for them financially.
Yeah, I mean, it did seem like a lot of stuff. A lot of the quick services were closed. So you have, I mean, I see how they're keeping stuff closed to try to, not keep employees there so they don't have to pay the extra cast members.
Yeah, they probably figured this all out. But like, just the thought of you just said that going every other buggy. So like, think about that capacity, and think about the amount of time people are spending in the ride. And I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And then I don't know. I don't know. Splash Mountain was you were the only party in each. That's
what I saw. I saw that from stills, but I don't know how if they changed that.
If you're like a party of 2, I mean, if you put front and back, I mean that seems I guess, but whatever.
I would think that too, but now you're telling me they're going every other buggy, so who the heck
but
knows?
It looked like they had multiple parties in Seven Dwarves. Or they might have just done like the first and last car. I mean, because what is it, 3 or 4 cars a piece? I think it's 4. So
I know. Like Tim Tracker wouldn't even go on a ride. Like he wanted to be in the front because he felt like
he didn't. Yeah, I saw that one. He didn't want to be in any. He didn't go in anything inside either. Everything had to be.
I never would have even thought of that until he said it.
Yeah.
Like being behind. But I mean, depending on your level of fear and all that stuff, I get it.
Yeah, and he was. I just seen him too. He had asked about the Buzz Lightyear, and they said they were washing those every 2 hours.
Yeah, so that's the thing I saw about the 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean,
see, that's a funny one. You would think he made a point there that I agree with. You would think that borderline, almost think that one wouldn't even be open because it's like,
yeah, because it's interactive. Yeah.
Yeah, and then all right, so it's open. You'd think they'd be like, I don't know, they'd be some other kind of system really keeping that one clean.
Yeah. That's where like he said, the glove system. You just wear a pair.
Yeah, that's a good
pair of gloves, but I don't know.
I guess they feel like they got to open it, and there's levels of. I didn't get to see inside of Space Mountain. But that's another one's really just inside. It's so inside.
Yeah, the only thing I saw in Space Mountain was they removed, the interactives little section there. They moved it. It seems to every ride they removed every interactive thing.
It all makes sense.
But I mean, the thing that I saw everybody mention, I think, because I watched 3 or 4. Everybody mentioned they felt safer in the parks than they do at a Publix down there or a Lowe's or a Walmart. So
that makes sense because Disney's going to be. Yeah, Disney's much more. They're always going to take it to another level. Even with this, they're always going to be better. I think, anyway. They don't. It's bad PR. They don't want anybody coming out of these parks with COVID.
No, they'd rather.
Pinpoints it to that, or cast members getting it and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd rather have the headlines that they're too safe. Especially
with them like opening it and like getting a little bit of criticism. I saw like. People are on the internet, obviously, always want to just stir things up. But one guy was like, "Oh, Disney corporate offices are closed, but they're open in the parks. What's that tell you?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Well, the corporate offices are in Burbank, and Disneyland's not open. So maybe it's just because they're there and they don't."
And also, you can in a corporate office, you can you can do your work from home if you're in a office setting. You can't do your work from home at a theme park.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like. Yeah, why push it?
Yeah.
Trust me, Disney corporate never stops. I don't know that for a fact, but I mean, come on.
No, I mean,
that kind of money moving around. Someone's doing something.
No, I mean, my job, my corporate they're all working from home.
Yeah.
All the people in the offices, but I'm still out.
Exactly.
I'm out working every day.
Same where I work.
Nobody said anything.
Yeah. Money has to get. You can't just. I mean. The one thing, like, I know, like, a lot of people disagree or agree with the government, and that's fine. I'm not getting into any of that. But, like, one thing that is true, it is that it's been said by many different politicians that it's a weird balance.
Yeah.
With this disease and, trying to keep people working and not going broke and starving. And
yeah. And especially, how much Florida relies on their tourism industry,
especially the central.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it really, because they all have something to offer with beaches and stuff. But like Central Florida, it's like Tim Tracker said in one of his videos. It wasn't the last one, but it was one of them. He had mentioned that it's like, we're in the middle of growing here. Like they're growing down there. Mm-hmm. Like we've talked many times, to us, off the podcast about how it would be kind of nice to move down there, and there's all kinds of opportunities. It's cool and blah blah blah, especially if you like Disney or theme parks. But they're gonna have to, they're just trying to ride the storm out like everybody else. Even though they are a $1 billion company, they lost a lot of money. I'm sure we'll find out in the next few quarterly reports. But at one point, all their parks were shut down, so that's crazy. But anyway, I didn't get a chance to see. Like I seen wait time for Space Mountain was around 15 minutes. I didn't get a chance to see inside the queue, but I would imagine that one was probably more like load the front shuttle, don't load the middle shuttle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you do have to factor in, like, I wonder if they have anything like that guards against, like you and I get on the ride and then we're like, oh, we're on the ride, it's dark, so we're gonna take our masks off while the ride goes. Like, they get you on camera and like say something to you after, or that's just kind of whatever.
I mean, I know that the only thing I do know is the rides that take your photos. I know that people were saying if you took your mask off, you wouldn't get the photo.
I saw that.
So there was that little incentive because I you know, that crosses your mind like, well, I'll, you know, just pop it off for the photo. But then I know somebody had posted that it was they weren't even in the same party group, but the people behind them or whatever took the mask off, so they lost the photo too. So I guess, I mean, I know they do stop rides, you know, the slower rides if you're reaching out or that people come on the intercom and say something, so they are watching.
Yeah, I think so too. And then it's funny, like the more I'm thinking about it as we're talking, at first one of my things was, oh, maybe like some rides you could, if it's outside, like Splash Mountain, or what's outside and inside, but most rides are inside. But like say like Big Thunder Mountain or Seven Dwarfs, you know, maybe you could take your mask off there. But the more you think about it, like you do have to factor in the people behind you. You do have to factor in, even if I'm on a boat by myself on Splash Mountain, which just seems to be separate enough as it is, doesn't matter, because if I took my mask off, like I could sneeze on that ride vehicle and it would just be more germs sitting there. Or masks in general just minimize everything. So
so that's why I think it's just the blanket statement of just wear your mask. It just makes sense.
It does.
I mean, I thought besides, you know, when sitting at a table and eating, or you're eating and drinking, walking, I thought maybe they would, if you're taking a picture like in front of the castle, maybe, you know, you can have your 6-foot box. You can stand in that box and take your mask off for a picture. But
I thought they would do something like that. Yeah.
I thought Universal was doing something like that. If you could just create your own little 6-foot radius box or circle or whatever you want to do. If you just pop it off for a couple pictures and then
you could, if you think about it, you could have the photographer there. You could rope off 6 feet on the side so no one comes anywhere near you. Mm-hmm. And then the people in the front of the line can go to the box.
Yep.
I mean, you're talking milliseconds here. Pop it off, take the picture. Now, do we know for sure or not for sure if they're doing that, or did you see anything about that?
I haven't seen any pictures with people without a mask on.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Castle yet, so. I mean, I understand. I mean, it'll be something to have a picture like that, but you know, it's just something. I mean, I'm not a huge picture taker in general, but I'll do it at Disney because it's whatever. But
and then put yourself in the place of someone that's never been there. You know.
Yeah.
It might only be going once ever.
Yeah, especially
that would suck.
Now with the new, you know, the new paint job, you want a picture in front of the new thing. So but whatever. I'm not going to complain. I'll just be happy to be there, but.
No, I wouldn't complain either, but I just think something to think about.
Yeah.
So Animal Kingdom, so my question there now, we just talked about the stretching room, and we're going to run out of time, but you mentioned Flight of Passage. What are they doing with their pre-show room? Are they just letting you walk through that too, or are they just keeping like only one party per or two parties?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, and I didn't even look into it.
That is condensed, man.
I would think you just kind of walk through.
I remember being in that pre-show room, even just before any of this, obviously, and thinking to myself, like, this is kind of one of the smaller like pre-show rooms I've ever been stuck in before. Like you get in there, and it kind of adds to the element of the ride because it makes you feel like you're in something big and important. But when you get in there, you're like, most Disney rooms are made for hundreds of people, and this thing's made for like 12 or something. But just something to think about. I wonder about that.
Because what did I watch this morning? I watched the
Even like Rise of Resistance has got a small one.
Yeah. You see, I don't even. Yeah, we'll see what are they gonna do. How are they gonna do that first part of the? Not even when you see the BB-8 thing. You'll probably just walk right through that. But how are they gonna do the transport vehicle to get to?
Yeah, that's another good point.
Are they gonna?
There's like so many pre-shows and there's a lot of till you get on the ride, the whole thing's kind of like small.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean, we gotta
Good
wait till
point, it's a good
we gotta
point.
wait till next week to find out that. But
That is like, oh, the storytelling on that ride is like so fantastic though. Like, I don't usually get overly excited, but like that one is like, for me, a lot of people talk about all different rides and you get immersed. And there's always like an element of immersion, but this one, like, there's a small part of you almost feels like you came back to the planet after you were done, like, because of the way they use that transport thing and everything. It's just wild.
Yeah,
Because when
I
that
mean,
door swings open and you walk with those stormtroopers, you feel like you went to a.
oh yes, yeah,
It's
that
weird.
was, yeah.
So that's. I wonder if they're gonna have to experience like, because I know there's like a B plan that they were using at one point, where you can skip. You can actually, now that we're talking about it, I think about it. There was, when it was busy or they were having some kind of breakdown issue or something like that. There's some kind of like B mode where you can go into the attraction without using the first two pre-shows, if you will, the Ray and the transport.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that's gonna, you'll be able to tell us when you get back, but I wonder if that's gonna kick in, and that would suck that. Or if they're gonna do boarding passes, because you're gonna have such a small capacity anyway. If they're just gonna space them out enough where they can put people on in a timely manner.
They did say yesterday they are doing boarding passes.
It's what I mean. So that
the 3 times, but they're doing it the 3 times a day. You get the 3 shots. You get 10, 1. They're doing them at 10, 1, and 4, so they can really space.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. So I know obviously they don't want you congregating before the park opens, so it gives you a nice little shot to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So and then that they can control the number.
Well, we have a master anyway, so you guys will be fine. You were with us when we all learned together. People were talking. It's so funny how like that kind of stuff happens too. Like, especially when you're in this community online, you hear different people give their opinions, or like everyone's talking about it. I found the boarding pass, and maybe we were just lucky in general, but I did it 3 days in a row, and every time it was just simple every time. Like, it was never a problem. I mean, you had to get there early, but people were freaking out about it. But everyone got in time. You sat around for a little while, then they announced the thing, and then you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, especially that first day, we had a big group too. So
it was not even a problem, and we made a mistake.
No.
And the cast member fixed it in seconds, and I don't know. But then you hear stories, people like, you hear the story, it's almost not even believable. They're like, we can never get one. And I'm like, what are you doing? There's got to be something you're doing wrong, or your phone's horrible, maybe.
Maybe, man, that service.
Or maybe you're just not doing your YouTube homework before you go. I don't know. We all had like a little element of like, it's like almost like everybody in the group, like me, you, Sarah, or at least me, you, and Sarah all had like a tip that we had heard somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, do this, do that, get over here, stay to the right. Make sure you're in this page, not this page, so that it's easy to refresh. And that's tough. Like, you laugh about it until you're there, and like you don't want to miss your shot, and boom. And I mean, I do see what some people were saying about like we were right on the button and we still got group 40, which was fine because we were hanging around the park anyway, but you can get booted back some,
Yeah.
But I think that's just kind of random, that part of it. But you guys should be golden. I doubt you're going to have any, like,
yeah, I would say
they're only going to be at 30%. There's no way you're not getting on. 30% in and itself should be plenty of time for everyone to get on, as long as there's no like major like breakdown.
Yeah, no breakdown, yeah. But
and then you got Mickey and Minnie's too, so now you get that new experience.
Mm-hmm.
So Hollywood will be Hollywood's going to be the best day. I feel like Hollywood's going to be the best day next time I go. Just because it's a good park now.
I'm looking forward to it. That's our first full day there, so.
Animal just needs a couple more things. They'll be a good park too. Not that I don't like it. I do like Animal Kingdom, but like a couple more big attractions, they'll be golden.
Yeah.
You just got to kind of follow suit to what Hollywood did. You just kind of add a few things. I mean, I know it's easier said than done because it's expensive, but be good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Epcot's going to lay in the COVID just is going to lay in a long time balance, I think, now.
I think so. Yeah. Well, I think we're only going to get a couple things out of that. Whatever they started.
Yeah, I guess it's cool that you're going to get. I mean, they're going to get everything eventually. This is going to take some time.
Yeah.
At least you're going to get to go on Spaceship Earth again.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Although I was on the fence. Like I was like, sad to say goodbye, but happy to say hello to the new one. I think it was going to be good either way, and I'm sure it will be when eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, they have to, you got to keep it open for next. I mean,
you gotta have
50th.
That park's got to have something to gobble crowds up.
Yeah.
It's already walks a fine line. Like for us, like me, Kerry, you, and Sarah went to Epcot. We can spend the whole day, not worry about it. Go on a ride here and there, have some drinks, some food. You start factoring kids into the equation, though. It's a whole different ball game. Like the vlog that we made that day, Kerry just took Aria from me for the day, so that made that possible. If she was with me, there's no way that's happening.
No, that's why we bring grandparents. Grandparents watch the kids on Epcot Day.
Grandparents are wonderful for that.
Yes, yeah.
And then you can't even get the kids back from them, and you're like, okay. But
yeah, I won't complain.
I have fun with the kids there too, but Epcot, like I always kind of like when we go to Epcot Day for a family day where it's not going to be drinking or whatever. Even then, we still have a drink here and there, but I try to keep Aria occupied, and like once you start delving into the World Showcase, like right now, like obviously everyone knows, like once you get past Mexico and like Frozen, I mean, I guess you get the Beauty and the Beast thing along. I guess we did that the last day we were there. That was all right, but point being is you're not gonna when you're back there. There's not much for them to do, and Aria's always she's really good and stuff, but she's always like after a little while, it's always like, can we go on a ride?
Yeah,
and I get it.
That's why we always try to keep Epcot like we always try to go twice to Epcot.
Yeah,
just to kind of you do the non-kid stuff and then do the focus on kids.
We end up at Epcot a lot for some reason. Just like it.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of weird. I could probably say it's my favorite park. Like, I want to say Hollywood is now, but like Epcot still in a weird way is like it just keeps attracting me there. I don't know why. It's just because the adult feel I guess it has or whatever.
Yeah.
But we went out at the end of the night. We went on Spaceship Earth. You, Sarah, and I, but I don't think we rode a ride that for like 8 hours when we were there. Like, I don't think it was a long time. I don't know what it was.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, a lot of time went by. And then Scotty and his friend were there too. So like everybody was just happy to be drinking and eating. So I don't know. And just
I mean, and you did get the few hours before World Showcase opened, and now now with the hours it opens right at 11, so you kind of have limited.
Yeah,
you gotta do World Showcase. You gotta kind of do World Show. So I don't know. Now, especially with food and wine is going to be there this summer. It's going to be I don't know. It'll be a different experience for us at least because I've never been to a festival. So
yeah, that's the other thing. Festivals they have going on there. It's always something that we were there for the art one, and then Epcot just provides a lot to do for our age group, but not so much for the kids. And then like. It depends what you like. Like Aria doesn't do Mission Space. I don't do Mission Space.
No.
So that pretty much cuts it down. And Spaceship Earth, like she likes the idea of going on for a ride and it's dark and it's like stuff to entertain her, but it's not like her favorite thing in the world. So for her, it's basically the Living with the Land, which she refers to as the vegetable ride, and Soarin', and then Nemo and Figment. She goes on, and I guess you can say enjoys, but she could take them or leave them.
Yeah.
So it's not really, I mean, when you compare it to the Magic Kingdom or now Hollywood Studios, I mean, it's a whole, I get why kids are disinterested. It's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
And now with COVID, it's going to be funny to see how all that works out. It's going to be funny. I see how people go around the world and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess it would be easy though. Well, no, because what are you going to do with your masks? So how does that work? How are you going to drink? Are they going to be lenient about that?
I guess if you're taking a sip, you pull it down and put it back up when you're. I guess. I mean. I don't know if people. That's a perfect excuse for people just to keep it down by the chin. Because I got a drink in my hand the whole time. But
that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get.
And then you get all the food booths too. I mean, you get more food. So I mean, it's just I don't know.
And you're going to get people that are already like we talked about earlier, that aren't thrilled about wearing the mask, but they're going to play ball because they're in Disney.
Yeah.
They're going to have a couple of drinks and
then
feeling a little loosey-goosey.
Get a little loud, yeah. So I don't know. It'll be something. That'll be an interesting.
Yeah, you'll experience that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hate to be a cast member that would have to deal with some guy who had a few too many drinks, or even just had a good buzz on, didn't want to wear a mask. Ugh. That's the only bad thing that comes with that element of that part. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're over our time today, so we'll leave it at that. So you go next week. What day are you leaving?
The 25th. So I have it's
okay.
less than 2 weeks from today.
So we're gonna. I'm not making any promises. I'm trying to keep a schedule. Probably squeeze one more short podcasting before he goes, and then won't have another one until he gets back. So everyone knows that. So don't be expecting too much of a tight schedule until Disney gets back on a tight schedule. Basically, it's kind of the model now. And as I kind of recover from my ailment that I spoke about last week, I'll start getting on doing some videos and other stuff besides podcasts. And I'm trying to come up with some other ideas too, to just kind of, put something up once a week or something. The videos, unfortunately, for my time schedule is, once a week isn't happening for those, but maybe once a month. But yeah, so just keep an eye out for the podcast and, keep listening because we appreciate you guys, and share and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And our Twitter handles will be below us by the time you guys see this on YouTube. And, it's at Quick Dis Takes for me and at Johnny Castano for Johnny. If you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. And we'll talk to you next week.
And we have the Facebook page now too that Sarah had started.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing.
No, that's good. You brought that up.
Just to start.
Promote it. Sarah, Johnny's wife, has been contributing. She actually wrote the last script for the video and things like that. And she's got a Facebook page up, so please get on that. I have not been active on Facebook at all, not even my own personal one. But that's going to stop. I'm going to get back on there. It was a little tricky. I had, with this condition that I have, I had a mini stroke. So for a little while, it's tough to see, my phone where I do most of my Facebooking. And it's still a little tough, but not as. So I do get on there and stuff, but I just not as much. But as the site gets better, you'll see me on there more and more. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, check that out. That's
I don't know, maybe, and I don't know if we can maybe try to do Facebook Lives while we're there. I don't really, I mean, I've never done a Facebook Live, so I guess we can try.
Really simple, Johnny, but we're not going to hold you to it. But if you guys want to, that'd be
if we can, we'll
awesome.
Try. Yeah.
Even if it's like you jump in there for like a minute and just kind of show.
Yeah, something.
I was doing that a little bit when I was there a few years back. So all you basically do is hit yes and play. It's simple on the phone, but.
Oh, well.
And then be very aware that you're live.
Yeah.
You know me, I would tell you with that. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad Johnny brought that up real quick. But yeah, so all that good stuff, and we will see you next week.